Hello, friends. Good morning. How are you? This morning, I just keep coming back to this image of a really still, quiet lake. And, just that type that's almost unimaginably still. You're like, is the water still moving? And it is, but just like barely. And sometimes something ripples, from underneath, or, like a leaf falls and there are some waves that ripple out. But really, the water just stays unbelievably still. And I think about that with us too, how we are our own potentially still, quiet lakes, or maybe not. Maybe there are a lot of waves, things coming up from the bottom, things dropping on to the surface and kind of disturbing that calm. And I wonder if in our meditation today, if it feels supportive to kind of imagine yourself here in this space of just really still waters. And even when we're getting distracted, something bubbles up from below, something drops onto the surface, we can come back to this place in our practice and in our lives. So if you haven't set yourself up for today's meditation, please do. Let's find comfortable but intentional with our posture. Sitting tall if you're going to be seated. Allowing the shoulders to relax. Allowing the scalp and jaw to relax. Maybe there's somewhere else that you're noticing tension that you might invite to relax. And starting to notice the breath, if you haven't already. Maybe starting with the cool air coming in, the tip of the nose, moving into the body, all the way down, wherever you feel it. Start to turn and move into the exhale. The warm air coming out. At that same tip of the nose, where you felt the coolness. Maybe feeling it again as the breath continues to flow. We're going to rest here with the breath, inviting our mind to rest. Maybe finding some of that sense of the still water. The calm. And if things don't feel very calm today, noticing what the waves feel like instead, perhaps. I'll spend some time with the quiet and the breath, returning to it whenever you might find yourself drifting away. if you have been feeling maybe a little more wave than calm, a little more loud than quiet, maybe there's a little choppiness to the waters, it's okay. Just being here, returning to the breath when things get off course, so to speak. The real magic is there, in the return, in the being with, instead of maybe pushing aside. Sometimes we don't want to feel the waves. But being with them, I find, is most often the easiest way to return to the calmer waters. We have just another couple of minutes to be here with your attention resting with the breath as it's able, returning to it when it needs. Before we close our time today, maybe taking a couple of moments just to check in how you're feeling, your body feels, how your mind feels, how your heart is feeling today. Not judging what you find, but just noticing what's here. And then as you're feeling ready, let's take our 3 slow, deep breaths to close. Taking your time with each one, just slow and steady. And when you're feeling ready, opening your eyes if they've been closed, returning to the space that you've been in. Maybe giving yourself some little movements, some stretches before whatever might come next in your day. Thank you so much for being here. I hope if you aren't already, you'll consider becoming a daily subscriber to these meditations so I can be with you again tomorrow. I hope it's a good day, friends. Take care.